Hey guys, it's Steven from Tostemac and welcome to another autism vlog. Sorry there hasn't been one in a while, there were just some things here and there that came up, but enough about that. So today, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's very common for individuals with autism, whether it be a child or an adult, something that you may see them do very often. That, of course, is stimming. But what is stimming? Well, if you want to take a look at the textbook dictionary definition or whatnot, it is the repetition of physical movements, sounds, or repetitive movement of objects. And yes, I read that off the screen. Don't judge me! Of course, this doesn't only apply to individuals with autism. I mean, if you really think about the definition, whenever you're doing something like tapping a pencil, or biting your nails, or even maybe twirling your hair a bit, guess what? That's stimming! Well, if stimming is for everybody, some of you may ask, how is stimming for individuals with autism so different than stimming with those who don't have autism? There's actually two big differences for those. There is the quantity of stimming and the choice of stimming. For the quantity, individuals with autism tend to stim a lot more than individuals that don't have autism. Why is that, you may ask? Don't worry, I'll get to that later. As for the choice of stimming, it could be a lot of things. It may be some of the stuff I've listed before, like tapping a pencil, or biting your nails, or twirling your hair, but it could be a few other things as well, like, let's see. There's maybe the flapping, there's the rocking back and forth, there's twirling around, or just making noises like or You forget you saw that! Stimming is actually quite normal for individuals with autism, whether it be a child or an adult. I mean, heck, even I do stimming from time to time. It makes me think of many years back when my Oma once said, "If you keep flapping your hands like that, you'll fly out of the house one day." Hey, wait a minute. Hey, put me down! Oh! Oh! Oh, my nose! Oh. Now let's move on to the big question on everyone's minds. Why? Why do individuals with autism stim so much? There's actually multiple reasons for this, most of them being emotional, whether they're like angry, frustrated, depressed, confused, excited, happy, those kinds of stuff. But the main reason is self-regulation. Self-regulation is something that helps an individual with autism adapt to the current situation by keeping a cool and clear head, by helping them figure out what's going on, and help manage a challenging situation. Without the stimming and self-regulations, individuals with autism may end up frequently having meltdowns or throwing temper tantrums, all because of the overstimulation that's going on inside the head. How about we use an illustration to help better explain what I'm talking about? So let's say, for the sake of argument, this balloon right here represents an individual with autism's head. Now we need to think of a scenario where there's a bunch of stimulants that we can fill the balloon with. Let's see. Oh, that's right. There was the presidential inauguration ceremony yesterday, right? So let's use that. So there's a lot of people around, a lot of energy and sources of stimulants. That balloon's filling up really, really big. And if the individual with autism's not allowed to stim or self-regulate, sooner or later that balloon's gonna get really big. There's gonna be sensory overload and... No, their head's not gonna explode. It's just gonna lead to a meltdown or a temper tantrum. Just one bad day is all. The last question on everyone's mind would probably be what to do when an individual with autism stims. Well, for the most part, just leave them be. I mean, it's not hurting anybody, it's just their way of adapting to a current situation. Now you can feel free to ask why an individual with autism is stimming or flapping or doing whatever. There's nothing wrong with being curious. However, There are two scenarios where you can intervene with an individual that's stimming. Number one, if the stimming in question is harmful to oneself or the people around the individual in question. After all, we don't want anybody getting hurt, so feel free to intervene if you think it's going to hurt someone. The second reason is if you know that sensory overload or a meltdown is coming. If you see the kid or grown-up or whatnot feeling very stressed out, you can feel the frustration on their face and they're just getting really angry or confused or stressed out and all. In that situation, you may want to bring the individual with autism to a more quiet and empty space. Give them time to cool down, empty out their minds and whatnot, just ready themselves to come back to the situation later. But remember, when you do that, don't make it sound like a punishment, like a timeout or being grounded or kicked out of the event or anything. Instead, make it sound more to their benefit, like, oh, hey, did you want to take a break, or did you want to step out here for a minute, or we got a drink or food for you over here, so let's just go ahead and go over this way. That way they won't get even more stimulated with the idea of, oh, I let someone down or I got into big trouble. But for the most part, stimming is just their way of adapting. That's all. Thank you very much for watching this special autism vlog. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also, if you have any ideas on what topics for autism you'd like for me to go over, let me know in the comments area too. And also, feel free to discuss any scenarios or situations where you've dealt with an individual with autism stimming or doing something you may have thought is weird or unusual. Feel free to let us know. Let's start a conversation here. So thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and until the next video, see you later.